Squawk 2045 UNH 1035. Approach frequency is 136.97.
This was one of the most difficult flights and landings I made. What was the cause? Well, immediately after releasing brakes for takeoff, I had to make an emergency brake, bringing the aircraft to stop at the end of the runway. Analyzing what was the cause, I found that the speed brakes deployed at full thrust. I don't know why. During the second attempt to take off, I got alarm of low oil pressure, but it was too late for a brake, and I pulled the yoke and climbed without optimal thrust power. Relaxing from this stress situation, I began to enjoy the flight at 18,000 feet altitude and 280 kts airspeed, in middle of clouds formations and rainy weather. The view over the Andes mountain chain was uniquely. The multifariously of the environment hold me in excitement all over the flight time. I think that it is a must for every simulation pilot to fly over this scenery at least one time. Last week I downloaded a new plugin named 124, THATC 64. I will describe it more broadening in the next special report. On one hand, it functions very good and comfortable. On the other hand, it didn't follow the flight plan on FMS, and advised me to fly directly to the last fix, before approach. Then, instead to direct me to a fix in 3,000 feet, in straight position to the advised runway, it brought the aircraft in a wrong position, and said goodbye. Note that there are no fixed points for leading from over the mountain, at altitude of 17,000 feet, in shortest distance straight into the valley, at 11,000 feet, toward the runway, at 8,781 feet.
Turn right heading 318, N929BR.
In this situation, with incorrect information, flying in a cloud formation, I found myself after seconds over the runway, in wrong altitude. With too low speed, and too high elevation, I went over to a turnaround, just over the surrounding hills. Not able to see much, because of the dense clouds, I had to keep, not to crash into one of the hills, and nevertheless, fly at very low altitude beneath the clouds. I had to keep also the right speed, handle flaps as needed, and gear up, then down after the turn. For doing this all and time correctly, I needed actually 4 hands. As I said before, the more I am flying with the Challenger 300, the more I like this aircraft, but I have to add, the more problems occurs, handling some important properties of this aircraft model. For example, the problem to set pitch position without disabling the AP, and the unstable and correct of the FMC. Generally spoken, it is necessary to demand that payware models should be on the last development's level of X-Plane's abilities. I would like to concentrate myself on flying those models, and not to spend a lot of time to find out solutions for all occurring errors and bugs. Regrettably, many reports about new aircraft models are disregarding those negative appearances. Thanks for watching my video. The ever-increasing number of visitors of my blog motivates me to continue on my project report. The link to my blog appears now on screen.